Hello! Hope you guys are all okay and all good. Welcome to another video. My name is George. For those of you who don't know, feel free to subscribe down below if you're not already. And this is possibly the last book haul you're gonna get for a while. I was looking at my bookshelves today when I was trying to tidy them because I knew I needed to make a video today. And I noticed the little stack of books that I had that are the books that have been sent to me in the post that I've not yet talked about on here. So there are 7 physical books in this book haul and 2 ebooks that I have downloaded from NetGalley that were offered to me by publishers, and I just could not resist them. I've not done a lot of book hauling or book buying. I've not done any book buying, in fact, since my last book haul because I mean, we're in lockdown. There are no bookshops open for one, and I don't really have like a huge income right now because of all of the things that are going on. So with that in mind, I've curbed my book buying from like every now and then to absolutely nothing. So so these are books that have been sent to me or offered to me for review. So this entire video essentially is like gifted or ad gifted or however you want to put it. But these are books that have been sent to me by lovely publisher type people. Let's start with the digital ones. The first book that I'm going to talk to you about is The Magnificent Sons by Justin Myers. I was a huge fan of Justin Myers' first book, The Last Romeo. I got an email about this and jumped at the chance to get to read it sooner rather than later because I'm a huge fan of his. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. I don't know a huge amount about what it's about, but given the amount that I enjoyed his first book, The Last Romeo, I feel like this is just going to be one that's for me. The next digital book that I got was Burn by Patrick Ness. For those of you who have been here for longer than the last 2 minutes of this video, you all know that I'm a huge fan of Patrick Ness. His Chaos Walking trilogy is one of the best trilogies ever written, point blank, period. I love all of his books. The only one of his that I have not read is And the Ocean Was Our Sky, which again, I've mentioned this so many times. This was like it was one of the books that I missed because of my master's degree. So I need to pick up a copy of that at some point and read that because apparently it's stunning and the illustrations look gorgeous. So Burn was offered to me by Walker Books, so I jumped at having a copy of the new Patrick Ness before that came out, which I think it's only come out this month, so like it wasn't like hugely far ahead of release. The next are some physical books. Macmillan, those lovely Macmillan people who are publishing Boy Queen at the end of August, that's my book right there. You're welcome. Can I go an entire video without talking about my own book? Probably not. I can't even remember how I asked, but I think I was meant to be doing a panel with one of these authors at Waterstones in Kingston, which obviously is sadly now cancelled because of COVID-19. And I think I asked for a copy of the book so that I could read it before the event. This event was meant to be happening in June. And I asked for a copy of the book. And then I think I also, because I must have been feeling extra cheeky at the time, was like, and if you've got anything else that you think I might like, feel free to send it my way, because I'm shameless, absolutely shameless. So the first book that they sent was Love Is for Losers by Wibke Brueggemann. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm not 100% sure. This has been pitched for fans of Louise Renison, for fans of Fleabag and Sex Education. I've not watched all of Fleabag and Sex Education yet, but obviously maybe during lockdown is when I'll do it. But if this is anything like that, it's going to be fabulous. This is a coming of age story about a girl called Phoebe. It's all written in diary entries and also it's gay. So I'm extra excited to read this one, and I don't know, I've heard wonderful things about it already, so I'm really looking forward to picking it up. Maybe I'll pop it on my next monthly TBR. I still have books left to read at time of recording, but yes, this seems so up my street and just like the thing that we need right now, something a bit joyful, something a bit fun and funny. So this, yay. The next book they sent was a copy of Follow Me, Like Me by Charlotte Seeger. I have history with one Charlotte Seeger. I edited Charlotte's first novel, My Secret YouTube Life, and I remember her pitching this, and it's a sort of like catfishy kind of story set over Instagram, and I loved the concept of it. I loved the idea. So I'm super excited to get into this and see exactly what has happened to it. Like, obviously, because I didn't get to read it. I never got to read it before I left. So I'm really excited to read this. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. Her first book, My Secret YouTube Life, I loved it so much. It was just such a readable book. I loved it. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. The next book they sent me was Wilder Girls by Rory Power. Now, I've heard a fair amount about this book from Jess, who works at Macmillan. She was telling me how freaking amazing it is. It is about a school that goes into quarantine when a horrible virus starts killing people. So, it's a little bit too close to home, but I've heard wonderful things about it and I really, really, really want to read it. So I might just have to put like the feelings of how close this is to the current world aside and read it because I've heard incredible things. So this too. The next book they sent was Rules for Being a Girl by Candice Bushnell and Katie Kutono. Candice Bushnell is the author of Sex and the City, I believe. Is that right? Wow. So this is being pitched as a fierce and feisty story for the Me Too generation. This is about a girl called Marin who is described as smart and driven. She's headed for Brown University when she graduates from high school, and she's got like a career ahead of her as a journalist. That's what she's going to do with her life. She is the favourite of her English teacher. What's his name? Mr. Beckett. And one day he kisses her. No one believes her, so she starts publishing articles called Rules for Being a Girl, pointing out misogyny and sexism that girls face. I am excited for this. I've heard really good things about it. Macmillan are going mad for it, so I'm really excited to read it. They've sent me a really fabulous stack of books, and this is just another one that's really exciting. I think these are all just going to have to be on my next TBR pile, because now that I'm having a proper look at them, and they're not just like sitting on my shelf as these things that I've opened because I've had things to do, they sound really exciting. So these are probably going to be on the next one. The next book that they sent me is Destination Anywhere by Sarah Barnard. This was originally going to be published in June. It is now being published next year. Sarah Barnard is the author of Beautiful Broken Things, A Quiet Kind of Thunder, Fierce Fragile Hearts, and Goodbye Perfect. She is also one of the 7 authors that featured in the Flawed anthology, and she's an incredible writer and a wonderful human being, and I am excited to read new Sarah Barnard. I have all of her books on my shelf, and there is a big part of me that just wants to do like a Sarah Barnard binge, like a Barnard binge. Oh my god, that's a hashtag Barnard binge, and just like blitz through all of her books, because I've read Beautiful Broken Things and I've read Quiet Kind of Thunder. I don't think I've read Goodbye Perfect, and obviously I've not read this, and I've read like bits of Fierce Fragile Hearts, so I might have to like do a Barnard binge. That sounds like a fabulous idea. Maybe we'll do that. Should I do that? Destination Anywhere is the story of a girl called Peyton who is going to a brand new sixth form and is determined to make friends. She makes these friends, she even gets a boyfriend, she's happier than she's ever been, and then suddenly they let her down in the worst possible way. Determined to change her story, Peyton buys a one-way plane ticket and off she bloody well goes. It sounds so fantastic. It's such a cool concept. And like, Sarah Barnard is just, she's one of those writers, you know, when someone can just like punch you like right in your feelings, like that's what she does. So if you've read Beautiful Broken Things or A Quiet Kind of Thunder or any of her books, because I've only read those 2, but I'm going to read the rest, Barnard binge is going to happen. If you've read any of her books, you'll know what I'm talking about. She is the real freaking deal and she's amazing. So I'm very excited for this. The next book is one that got sent to me quite recently. I got a DM off of EdPR, who are doing the PR for this book, and they sent me a copy of Wonderland by Juno Dawson. I was very surprised to get a finished copy in the post. I thought it would be a proof or something, but this is very exciting. This cover is also just, it's beautiful. This is embossed. It's embossed and it's stunning. Oh. This is a sort of like Gossip Girly kind of concept. Juno described it for us at the Waterstones event that she did with Ryan LaSala, Darren Charlton, David Levithan, and Catherine Webber. And it is the story of a girl called Alice whose best friend Bunny goes missing, and Alice is determined to find her, and she goes to Wonderland, the party to end all parties, like the elite party. Very Gossip Girl. I love the idea of it. Juno read like a snippet and it like gagged me like you wouldn't believe. So I'm very excited to read this. And also, I said this on my Instagram post, because I did post about this on my Instagram. You can follow it at the George Lester. The link is in the description box below. Why don't you follow me there already? I'm like behind on my Juno Dawson reading. I've not read Clean yet. I've not read Meat Market yet. So like the Juno 2.0 era, like her new books that are published by Quercus, I've not read yet. So I'm very much looking forward to this. And again, I think I'm going to have to do a little Juno binge. So yes. And last but by no means least, this arrived in the post for me just last week, and this is a copy of The Great Godden by Meg Rossoff. I haven't read any Meg Rossoff, I don't think. So this is a brand new territory for me. It's not coming up on camera, but this is neon orange. Oh, there you go. Neon orange. It's quite bloody vibrant. I'm just going to read you this one because I don't know too much about it. One dreamy summer in a holiday house by the sea, 2 families fill hot days with food and wine, swimming and games, plans for a wedding and plans for the future. Enter the Godden brothers, irresistible, languid Kit and surly, silent Hugo. Suddenly there's a serpent in paradise, but which brother is it? And is it love he promises or something very much darker? This sounds fab. Meg Rossoff is the author of How I Live Now, which was like a very, very big YA book from a while ago, and also was quite a big deal of a film as well. Came out in like the very kind of dystopian area when everything was happening for that. But I was messaged by B, who works at Bloomsbury, used to work at Macmillan, offering me a copy of this book, and I'm into it. I'm intrigued. Like, again, it's something, I've seen something somewhere. Someone has said something good about it. I mean, it's got a bunch of like amazing quotes on the back. So like, it's not without its good quotes, but I mean, someone that is a human being that I know in real life has said something good about this book. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I think it sounds great. And I don't know, I'm really into this kind of, the cover itself, I'll put on the screen, but the cover itself is this sort of like black and white gorgeousness. I'm really into it. It's really, really pretty. And it looks like a couple of covers that I've seen that, I don't know, they just look really nice. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I've just been going on and on and on. But these are the books that have arrived for me in the post recently. A bunch of really cool looking YA books. So this is amazing. Thank you so much, Macmillan, Quacker/EdPR and Bloomsbury for sending these over. These are really exciting. I can't wait to get to them. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing a book haul for a while after this because like bookshops aren't open and I don't think publishers are sending a huge amount of stuff out at the moment. Or at least they're not sending anything to me. But but these are the but this is a really lovely stack of books and should keep me busy along with all the other things on my shelf that I've not read. So thank you so much for sending these over. But that is the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to put a thumb on it and subscribe down below if you want to see more. Let me know if you've read any of these. I would love to hear from you. And if you've made it this far in the video, leave me the orange heart emoji because this cover is very, very orange and I want it. Thank you so much for watching. I love each and every one of your faces and I'll speak to you as soon as I possibly can. Bye.